What happened here? Is it drugs, or was it like natural cause of death or something like that? When I see that, I think to myself, okay, probably an overdose. Hello everybody, my name is Pej. I'm a drug interventionist that specializes in helping people with addiction, alcoholism, and mental health. Today I've been asked to speak a little bit on Taylor Hawkins. He was the drummer for the Foo Fighters. My perspective, what happened and how it could have been prevented. So Taylor Hawkins, obviously, if you are a Foo Fighters fan, you obviously knew that he was the drummer for the Foo Fighters. If you're a musician or you follow that type of music, then everybody knew who Taylor Hawkins was. Otherwise, a lot of people probably didn't know who he was at all until he passed away and they heard about his death. So, whenever there's somebody who is a famous musician or a celebrity, and I hear about them passing away suddenly, especially the way that he passed away in a hotel room, the first place where my mind goes is, let's find out what the cause of death was. Like, I'm the first one who probably goes right to Google and types in Taylor Hawkins cause of death. And I want to see what it was. I mean, the guy was 50 years old. He's my age. So it's not that old. It's not that young. It's kind of concerning. And also just the fact that, Dave Grohl being the frontman of the Foo Fighters, coming from a band like Nirvana, I think to myself, that's where Kurt Cobain passed away when he was with Nirvana. What happened here? Is it drugs, or was it like natural cause of death or something like that? And sure enough, almost within 24 hours, it said that he had a lot of different types of drugs in his system. So what kind of drugs were they? There was THC, which I definitely know is not going to kill you. And then there was benzodiazepines, opiates. And then, when I see that, I think to myself, okay, probably an overdose, could have been heroin. In this day and age, maybe fentanyl. I don't want to assume, but it probably could be that, because that's what's really taking a lot of people out now. So what's my perspective on this? So, I mean, when you really think about it, and a lot of rock and roll bands, or just bands in general, for many, many decades now, are known to be in the party scene, be exposed to many different types of drugs, a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, a lot of drugging. And so it doesn't come as any surprise to me if he was actually partying. The fact that he's 50 years old and still partying, that's a bit concerning. Not to say that somebody that's in their 20s, this couldn't happen to them. It most certainly could. But, I think as we get older, we really want to pay attention to how we age. And if we do have an addiction, we want to address that and take care of that. Make sure that we get in front of that, because, the old saying, party like a rock star, or being a rock star that parties like a rock star, you keep on doing that, it's going to catch up to you. And sure enough, here we are with Taylor Hawkins. So it's a very sad thing. I pray for his family. I pray for his bandmates. I know this must be a really heavy time for all of them. But could it have been prevented? I don't know. I don't know who was around him. I don't know if any of his friends were in recovery. I think a lot of times when our friends are in recovery and we are still using, it's good for our friends to let us know that they don't really agree with our life, or they're worried about us and they'd like us to get help. So maybe it could have been prevented. Maybe he had problems with drugs for a long time, and other people had tried to tell him stuff, but finally it caught up to him. So if you or somebody is struggling with benzodiazepines, opiates, any type of addiction, do not hesitate to call us. The number's on the screen. And please do subscribe to our videos so you can check out some other things that we talk about in relation to drugs, alcohol, and mental health.